Hello everyone, I hope all of you are fine and have been taking care of all necessary and safety health precautions. So, after respiration today, I'll be taking you to Life Process 1 Transportation in Plants. So, here we have a topic transportation in plants, but firstly, you should know what is transportation. So, transportation is a life process in which a substance which is absorbed in one part of the body or which is formed in one part of the body of an organism is carried to the other part of its body. So basically the large organisms, for example plants and animals, they need transport systems in their bodies to supply all the cells with food, oxygen, water and other materials. Fine. So in this topic, under this topic, we are going to learn about how plants and animals carry substances from one part of their body to another part of the body. So basically the plants, the material in a plant which are needed to be transport throughout the plant body are water and minerals and transportation of food and hormones. Food and different substances. It can be your hormones. Fine. So uh, for the transportation of these material, the plants have two types of conducting tissues, that is xylem and phloem. So xylem basically they carries water and minerals, whereas phloem carries the food material which the plant makes. So it also carries the hormones made by the plants in their roots and shoot tips. So now we are going to discuss about the transportation of water and minerals, the transportation of food and substances in detail. So here we have transport of water and minerals. The water and minerals which are dissolved in the soil, they move from the roots of the plant to its leaf through the two kinds of elements of xylem tissues called as xylem vessels and tracheids. Here we have xylem vessels. Xylem vessel is a non-living long tube which runs from the roots of the plant right up through the stem and reaches the leaves. The xylem vessels branch into every leaf of the plant. Xylem vessels, they do not contain the cytoplasm or nuclei. The walls of xylem vessels, they are made of cellulose and lignin. Lignin basically is a very hard substance, hard and strong substance, because of which xylem vessels they act as a strength provider to the stems and help the plant to keep upright, to keep straight. So here in this picture you can see we have xylem one side and we have tracheid one side. In right side we have xylem, where you can see the pores. Uh, we have pores, we have a thin area of cell wall with the open ends. We have space containing with no cytoplasm. Next we have tracheids. Tracheids are long, thin, spindle-shaped dead cells with pits in their thick cell wall. So water flows from one tracheid to another tracheid through these pits. And you should know, in flowering plants, either only xylem vessel transport water or both xylem vessel and tracheids transport water. But in non-flowering plants, tracheids are the only conducting tissue. Although all the plants they have tracheids, but they are the only conducting tissue in a non-flowering plants. Next is your mechanism of transport of water and minerals in a plant. So in this I'll describe the mechanism of transportation of water and minerals with the help of this diagram. As in this picture you can see the plants take in water which contains mineral from the soil through their roots, and this water is then carried by the xylem vessels to all the parts of the plant. And how does it happen? Just concentrate on the picture and listen to me. The roots of a plant, they have, as you know, the roots of a plant, they have root hairs, and the function of these root hairs are to absorb water and minerals from the soil. So the root hair, they are directly in contact with the water molecules and soil particles. So the water, they get into the root hair by the process of diffusion. Alright. So the water and minerals which are absorbed by the root hair from the soil, they pass from one cell to another cell by the process of osmosis through the epidermis, through the cortex, through the endodermis, and finally reaches the root xylem. Fine, but before that, I think you should know what is epidermis, what is root cortex, and what is endodermis. So let me tell you that what is epidermis. Epidermis is the outer layer of a cell in the roots. Fine, the outer layer of cells in the root is called as epidermis, and epidermis is the only one cell thick. Okay, so next we have endodermis. What is endodermis? Endodermis is also the layer of cells around xylem and phloem in the roots. And the next one is your root cortex. Root cortex is also, it is also a part of root between epidermis and endodermis. And the xylem tissues which are present in the roots are called as root xylems. Fine, I hope now it is clear to you what are epidermis, root cortex, and endodermis. So the water and minerals absorbed by the root hair from the soil, they passes from cell to cell by osmosis through epidermis, cortex, epidermis, and endodermis. Next, the xylem vessels of the root of a plant are connected to the xylem vessels of the stems. Here you can see in the picture the xylem vessels of the root of the plant, they are connected to the xylem vessels of its stem. So the water enters from root xylem vessel into stem xylem vessels. So the xylem vessel of the stem, they branch into the leaves of the plants. So the water and vessels, the water and minerals, they carried by these vessels, these xylem vessels in the stem, and reaches to the leaves. So this is how the water, the minerals, they are transported through the xylem vessel, through the stem to the leaves. And you should know that only about 1 to 2% of the water which are absorbed by the plant is used by the plant in the process of photosynthesis and other metabolic activities, and rest of the water, it is lost by the plant by the process of transpiration. I hope it is clear to you now the mechanism of transport of water and minerals. Just memorize or just keep this picture in your mind to understand the mechanism of transport of water and minerals in a plants. Here also you can see with the help of this flow chart that firstly water in the ground goes to the roots, then is absorbed by the root hair cells, then goes to root cortex cells, pulled up by the xylem, then upward movement of the water and minerals, then to the soils and then to the cells of the leaves, then diffuses through the stomata in the leaves. So this is also a kind of flow chart that shows the transport of water from roots to leaves. Next we have transportation of water and other substances, that is transportation of this food and other substances takes place in the plant with the help of another conducting tissue, that is called as phloem. So the food manufactured by the leaves of a plant is transported to its all the parts through a kind of tubes called as phloem. So the transportation of these food material from the leaves to other parts of the plant is called as translocation. The movement of food material and other substances like hormones through phloem depends on the action of living cells called as sieve tubes and companion cells. So sieve tube and companion cells, basically these are two conducting cells in the phloem which helps in the transportation of food and other substances throughout the plant. Here we have sieve tubes. Sieve tubes which form phloem are living cells which contain cytoplasm but no nucleus at all. Fine. The food made by the mesophyll cells, or you can say photosynthetic cells of a leaf, enters into sieve tubes of the phloem. Then these interconnected phloem tubes, they are present in all the parts of the plant. So once the food like sugar, glucose enters the phloem tubes in the leaves, it is then transported to all other parts of the plants. So here in this picture you can see the structure of sieve tubes. We have companion cells, we have sieve tubes, we have cytoplasm. This is basically structure of phloem tube, showing companion cells, showing sieve tubes, cytoplasm. Here also in this picture you can see that how water and minerals from the roots, from the soil, they are absorbed by the roots and then transported through xylem tissues to the different leaves, and the food which is made by the leaf, it is transported to the different parts of the plant through phloem tissues. And excess of water is also released by the leaves of a plant in the form of vapors, and this process is called as transpiration. So evaporation of water from the leaves of a plant is called as evaporation. I hope now it is clear to you transportation in plants. Thank you so very much for listening, and keep yourself saturated with the knowledge. Thank you.